Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Wednesday, January 25th, 2023. It's 2:56 p.m. here in the Arizona desert. So, Edward Snowden likes Bitcoin and actually Litecoin, the Lightning Network, and Bitcoin is making a little bit of a run this afternoon, kind of a late day run after they all sort of exploded this morning. So, let's check out the market and see what's going on. We'll rock through all this really, really quick. BitcoinDailyView.com, as always, got more for you there and a new indicator that I've been messing with that is really worth checking out. The Super Trend Indicator version 1.0, buy sell signals. This is fun. If you tune it to like 20 and 5, it actually is rather effective. I've been messing with it on different time frames and sticking it in my trading bot, and so far getting some interesting results, positive results. All right, looking at Bitcoin trading volume explicitly, last 24 hours, 11.7 billion. That's about a billion in the last couple of hour maybe, actually. Just added to that, it was 10, like when I sat down a minute ago. So definitely, volume is okay today and definitely increasing. Looking at the crypto market in squares, the crypto universe in squares, Bitcoin's in the green finally. It was kind of in the red, just teetering between red and green all day. Now it's up 2.6%. I think about 2.3% of that is in the last couple of minutes, honestly. FTM, APE, AXS, Apt, Filecoin, HBAR, all looking great. Definitely got some that are running and a lot more are green that were not green earlier in the day. So definitely a bit of a sideways day in the market, but it's all right, except for a couple alts. And now the SHIB's in the green. That's nice. It wasn't earlier. So anyway, we got a nice market starting to erupt. We'll look at some alts and see how they pump. We really had some serious movement since this morning on some alts. They're beginning to retrace while Bitcoin pumps, and also Litecoin's making a move now too. And we'll get into that. As far as also, and is Litecoin going to be a player in the future? Maybe. It seems like maybe it kind of is resurrective. The S&P 500 today, not that exciting. Everything opened with kind of a downwards motion, then it turned up. Looks like everything is closed today in the green. Dow closed in the green. NASDAQ closed in the red. Sorry about that. And S&P closed just barely in the red, I guess. So anyway, not a particularly happening day in the traditional markets, but all is not lost either. Let's see if I can do a quick look at, and sorry to have not done this already, U.S. oil spot. Let's look at this real quick. At launch chart. If I can rock this out real quick, I will. Don't want to spend too much time on this one chart, but it's always worth looking at. See if I can rock this out real quick. Dump this. Daily. And okay, DXY right here, DXY in the middle top. So dollar strength the next day had a red day, and it went below. It's still below the 314 moving average, and it went below a recent fib level that was kind of important. U.S. oil spot. It's a slightly green day today. Over here, looking at the SPX, S&P 500. A green day. It wicked down to the 200 moving average, but did not go below it. So nice strong day for the SPX. Strong enough, green enough. Over here, I like to look at Bitcoin on the daily chart. BTC versus USDT on Binance. You can see Bitcoin definitely, it wasn't really green earlier, but today it's definitely starting to make a push. And it's above the 200 moving average on the daily chart. And you never know, it might just challenge that 314 soon. That's going to be interesting. It'll find resistance there, but if it breaks through, we are golden. And then here I like to look at gold. Gold, a green day, good enough. Gold's on a beautiful trend recently. Silver, green day. So definitely gold continues to really dominate, and silver's kind of sideways recently, but today it's fine. It's a green candle overall. Silver and gold doing all right. Above all, important moving averages, where I think actually Bitcoin may be on the daily soon also. Okay, I'll dump this. Looking at the top cryptocurrency exchanges, their volume last 24 hours, they're all in the green except for a couple. And honestly, the last hour or so, I see a real pickup in the market. So a little bit later in the day, Energon's coming into the crypto market. for spot trading. And actually, let me go back to here for one sec. Derivatives, where are we at there? Derivatives, 56 billion. That's amazing. That's good. 50 billion is a good day for derivatives on Binance. Over the last 24 hours, up 41%. 56 billion is awesome. Recently, 25 has been good if you can get it, but we are at 50 billion. That's wonderful. 60 is amazing. 70s off the darn charts. So actually, very, very strong day for derivatives. All right, looking at the top 100 in Bitcoin. Bitcoin coming in at 23,393. I like what I'm seeing there. Some of the top 100s, most of them are in the red. I mean, are in the green right now, just barely. Earlier today, most were kind of in the red. Aptos went crazy today. Optimism was pretty amazing today. So definitely had some alts that ran. And that's the thing about, I'm going to look at this real quick before we get out of here at the end. I feel like a lot of people are waiting around for a bull market and staring at Bitcoin, and that's fine. If you're a really long-term swing trader in and out, whatever, like on the weekly MACD or something. But I would say that there's always money to be made. We're going to look at that real quick before we get out of here. And I'm going to try to start getting these done earlier so you can kind of maybe get into some of these things. Never financial advice, but I'll show you the trades that I'm getting in during the day. I'm almost hesitant to do that because I don't want to like make people any promises. I know I'm not, but I always feel responsible if I make any kind of a call at all, even if I say this looks good. So I tend not to, but I'll start doing that and just saying, hey, look, these are the things I'm getting into. If you desire to, on you. Binance for longs versus shorts, 53% long, 46% short. Boom. For Ethereum, 56% long, 43% short. So definitely a nice, slightly long bias for Bitcoin and Ethereum. And here we go. Bitcoin right now was kind of struggling earlier today, but now it's looking good. This is a 45-minute chart. Directional index is in the green. Squeeze indicator is firing off. And I like what I'm seeing. I'm actually, this is that indicator I was talking about. Let me make this a little bit bigger so you can see the it is the super trend 1.0. It's over at bitcoindaily.com. When you're going sideways, it can tend to fire off not so good time frames on you. Buys and sells, it can kind of screw up a little bit. But if you go on factor 5, PD 20, that will kind of even that out. And then don't play super short time frames like that. Go to like a 4-hour. And you can see where it's actually pretty effective. Last time it actually fired off was a while ago, and you can see back here on like January 8th, it fired off, and it hasn't it hasn't done it again. So I'm working on, like, say, I have a trading bot that I'm working on doing like on the hourly, and so I'm kind of firing it off on the 4-hour, trading some Bitcoin in and out, and I'm finding it kind of effective. So I'll show that sometime, give you the insight on what I'm doing there, because really, honestly, anybody can do it. Now, as far as Bitcoin's moving right now, where's it going to go? How far is it going to go? Well, let's see what we got here. Let's look at 12-hour chart. Sorry, I'm lagging a little bit here. It's pumping. Let's just say it's hard to tell how far it's going to go. I mean, most likely it wouldn't surprise me if it finds resistance right here. This line here is the 314 moving average on the daily chart. And also you can see we have previous support and resistance in the chart there. So it all kind of plays together pretty well. You can see that previous support and resistance, or actually resistance in the chart there. And there's the where the 314 moving average is right now. The 314 moving average is right around 24,500. And so I'm kind of expecting Bitcoin, if it really runs hard right now, then you're probably going to find that level. That's probably where you're going to see your first resistance. Really, that's just my take on it. I think it's probable enough. This fib sequence has been kind of sticking pretty good. I just kind of went to a low back here, not the lowest low, but a low back on like December 31st, and this thing is looking pretty good. You can see that beautiful buy indicator there that I got from the super trend indicator. Fun thing to check out for sure. Anyway, so there we are. When Bitcoin pumps like this, who knows how far it's going to go? But I'm expecting. I have my trailing take profit set right at about 24,300. So I'm thinking that that's where we're going to start to slow down, and I can't imagine getting past that daily 314 right now, and also there's previous support and resistance. So I think best case that's where we're gonna see a turnaround. But we do have definitely here on the 4-hour chart, squeeze indicators firing off, directional index is back in the green, ADX is a little bit low, but it's trending up. Definitely we have some serious energons going on. I like what I'm seeing. Bitcoin looking darn good. As always, I tend to look at this one here, like looking at like a 3-day chart. And if you look at this 3-day chart, let me actually get rid of this indicator because it's kind of annoying when looking at it like this. I'll do this flip sequence that I've done like a million times, but I think it does have relevance. It's kind of panning out. Get rid of all this stuff. Fib sequence way back here when we visited the 3K levels back in March of 2020. Go to our all-time high. What's really beautiful right now is that we have gotten back above the 786 fib level, and we're getting ready, honestly, to challenge that 314 daily moving average. And not too far from there, we see the 618 golden pocket. That would be a great place to hang out in for a while. So, we're looking good, as you can see in the chart. Definitely, this 786. I'm sorry, the 618. Oh, sorry about that. The 618. Sorry about that. You can see the 618 level golden pocket definitely has played a role before. So if we actually break this 314 right here and get back into that 618 golden pocket and get above it at 28,841, that's going to be serious Lambo season. Looking at the 3-day chart, as you can see here, 3-day chart has got a green directional moving as a green directional index. ADX is in the right spot. And look at the squeeze on the 3-day. It's just starting to fire off. It's been given a lot back, and it's about time. The squeeze indicator is great indicator on TradingView. And you can kind of see how it just follows this beautiful pattern, especially on time frames like this. And you can see we didn't get our run. We went back down, but not that much. And if you look, actually, I find you can find great things with this particular indicator, the swing indicator. Directional index is great to show divergence, directional index, and the squeeze indicator is great showing divergence also, and also just direction overall. And if you look, you can see we are heading in the right direction. The directional index is slowly getting more powerful, and the squeeze indicator is getting more powerful, and the directional index, well, we're back in the green territory. So, and this is sideways. Actually, if you look at it, you think about this. This is kind of bullish divergence, I think, because you've got a beautiful upwards trend here on your squeeze indicator, beautiful upwards trend here on your directional index, which I find to be sticky as crap. It's very, very powerful when it comes to divergence. And what is Bitcoin doing right now? Or what's it been doing for a while? It's been going that way. So price action slightly going down. The divergence here on the squeeze indicator and the directional index is slightly going up. Interesting. I have a feeling that Bitcoin might piss a lot of people off who have forgotten how to be happy. Good things happen regardless of what the traditional markets are doing. Although I know they have incredible, effect. So here's the thing. Edward Snowden admires fast Bitcoin transactions on the Lightning network, and Satoshi's sustained anonymous thing, whatever it is, Satoshi anonymity. So anyway, I'm gonna put that in the chat. Now, about this article here, it comes down to this. Transactions are basically instantaneous on Lightning-enabled wallets these days. Have you tried it? Boom. See. Now, this is the thing is he just came out and said this like October 31st, so a little while. Oh, well, wait. When did he reply though? October 31st. Okay, so that's a little while ago. It's not like it's yesterday. But anyway, the thing is, if we look at this statement, here's the thing, and this is something that Jonathan Regan over at Blockchain Education found and talked about on last night's webinar, where we check out all the hot coins for the next couple days. We all get together and hang out on Wednesday night and Friday night and look at all the hot coins that are actually performing well, and that kind of becomes part of our trading portfolio. Like coins, they meet a bunch of criteria, and that's what we in general focus on trading throughout the week. So here's the deal, Litecoin. As you can see, it's pumping with Bitcoin. A recent 200 moving average cross right here. It's looking pretty good. Madrid ribbons are all green. Let's look here at the 45-minute chart. Beautiful purple candles by Sam. This thing is pushing hard. Bounce off the 314 moving average. Bounce above the 200. Bam! This thing is moving. And then you got green directional, green squeeze indicator. You got a green directional index. ADX is in the right spot. Let's look at a 4-hour chart. How's it looking? Okay, think about this is check this out. Now, for this thing, we've kind of forgotten about Litecoin, but I'm going to kind of show what was shown to me. And I think that Edward Snowden, like, when did this thing start moving up? December of 2022. Okay. And he mentioned like October was that this was a while ago. If we look at this, let's look at the daily 3-day chart actually. This will all become clear. Trust me. Let me nix this. Don't need you and don't need the ATR zone. Boom. When is October of 2022? Okay, so there is. So we were having a lower low, lower low, lower low. Oh, higher low, higher low. Not quite higher low, but higher low enough. Higher low, higher. Okay, so when did that kind of start? That started July of 2022. When did Snowden say he liked it? Oh, October 2022. So anyway, you can see an uptrend from ever since then. Kind of that's when the uptrend was kind of confirmed, in my opinion, slightly. So if we take this 3-day chart, let's do a parallel channel like that. Boom. Oh, interesting. On the 3-day, we are still below the 200 moving average, but are we on the daily? Let's see about that. Daily. Oh, look at that. Daily chart above the 200 moving average and the 314, making a strong move, strong squeeze indicator, strong directional index. This thing is looking really, really good. So we're above the 200 on the daily, the 4-hour, and the my favorite, 45-minute and hour chart. So we actually are making a nice move. And if you look at now, I understand that some people will say the bottom's not in. Bless you. I understand. There's no top and there's no bottom, and every coin is an individual, and they can do whatever they want, So I don't really care about bull or bear markets. I don't really care about is the bottom in or not. I think that if we look at this guy here, let's look at a 3-day chart. In fact, let's even look at like a weekly chart. As you can see, like no one really cares about little old. I mean, okay, is the bottom in? I'm just going to flirt with this just for one moment, just to make us the slightest little point ever. I guess this was the bottom back here. So have we reached all-time lows yet? No. But there you go. I mean, it has given a lot back. I mean, Litecoin definitely took a righteous dump back here on like November of 2021, and it's just pretty much been giving it back ever since. But right around June of 2022, you can see maybe an upwards trend, but really I would say it kind of got confirmed really recently, right about now, in my opinion. I mean, it's a slight upwards trend. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, you can kind of see it here. There's an upwards trend, but it's pretty slight. It's pretty slight. But here you see it on this weekly chart. Really, I would say the week of October 31st, 2022. So we're moving up. Litecoin's moving up, and then look at this on a weekly chart. You've got two columns there on the squeeze indicator. Directional index is good. ADX is getting to be in the right spot. So, if we look here on the daily chart, this thing is looking great. So, I mean, it's been given a lot. It's given a lot back. You can see a slight uptrend that started way back on June of 2022. Definitely confirmed to me. We had this little pump here, couldn't quite make it, came back down. Then it broke the 200 moving average here. I mean, and now it got above the 314 for a while. Now it came back down to 314. Now it's about the 200. I mean, we're seeing this nice uptrend. It's in the right place. And so in a sense, as Jonathan Regan was saying, that like no one cares about Litecoin. This is probably not retail doing it. This is probably, bigger money doing it, the financial houses doing it. They're buying Bitcoin, and Lightning Network does work. Very interesting that Snowden mentioned it. It is fast. I've run Lightning nodes before. They are a righteous pain in the ass. I sometimes wonder about the technology, because if you ever run a Litecoin node, it's nothing but a pain in the ass, and they're hard to set up. And but when you get them running, they run. But I ended up just dumping them. I was like, because you have to have a good deal of money in a Bitcoin wallet on each of the Lightning nodes. And so, to kind of play big enough to make some money, you need to have a disturbing amount of money on them. And I just wasn't into that. I just don't like having even though it's a specific Bitcoin wallet used for nothing else, I just didn't really feel secure. And they were just a constant, error chasing all the time. And they're a pain in the ass, but they do work. People do them big, and with a lot of effort and a team doing it. Maybe you probably could have a Lightning node farm that you can join one that already exists, or build one that is probably profitable. I found that I made a few cents, but I was playing pretty small. But anyway, Lightning Network, hard to manage in my opinion, but it does work. Individuals can do it and join a larger pool, or I know there are definitely some big money that are running Lightning nodes, because I saw their farms basically, and there's some big money doing it. So with that said, Litecoin, it's been a while. It's given a lot back. Looking at the big picture, has it hit bottom? It's not as low as it's ever been, but recently on the daily chart, it's looking very powerful. I see this upwards trend. I think it's institutional buying. That was Jonathan Regan's take on it over at Bitcoin, over at Blockchain Education. If you're strictly a crypto trader, Blockchain Education, check it out over at bitcoindaily.com. If you are especially a traditional market trader, and if you also do some crypto, but especially if you are a traditional market trader, get over to Trade Genius, tradegenius.io, and check them out. I'm in the VP room there, trading all day, doing gets and puts in the traditional market and making money. So definitely check those guys out if you're a traditional market trader. But with that said, Litecoin, I think we're seeing some signs of life here. I got in. I'm in the green. I'm gonna keep moving my stop up. I'm not gonna lose money for Litecoin. But just what if, looking at the weekly, what if we got institutional money coming in, and this thing, Snowden likes it. He mentioned it. I basically think that he's not real. I think Snowden is I think he's an operative. I don't really believe his authenticity. I think that him mentioning it is very interesting. It could be that little nod that the story that is created, because the institutional buyers have been buying it and they can't hide it as much as they'd like to with the OTC buying and stuff like that. We saw that uptrend start back in June of 2022. Now we're really seeing it today. We're seeing it now. Well, we're seeing it recently back in like November of 2022. So I'm just saying, if this thing, even kind of rocked, if you could build a nice position, not financial advice, I'm just saying, trade it up and down, however you want to do it. But if this guy actually got back to, did not want that indicator. If this guy could get back to, where's my trend forecast? If this guy could get back to, let's say, even this, even just, like the first is right about here, really. Even like with the first real, support and resistance, you might see little right here. That's 100%, and I know some mods can make that in 2 days, but still, anyway, Lightning coin, check it out. It's something that I'm in. I like what I'm seeing. I mean, is Bitcoin likely to make 100%? I mean, it's gotten pretty. It may, but I think Lightning Coin has a lot more potential of making it faster. Let's face it, it is number 2. There was Bitcoin, there was Litecoin, there's Ethereum. They've always kind of been the big 3, but Lightning Coin's kind of forgotten. But Lightning has been forgotten, I think, by the retail trader. But institutions with Lightning Network, I think they're aware of it, and maybe we're seeing that. So there you go. And you can thank Jonathan Regan over at Blockchain Education for that insight. So here we go. What I wanted to mention about, don't just wait for a bull market and wait to get in and out of Bitcoin. Do so if you want. And if you want dollar cost average, do so. But I'm just saying, And this is our purple list. I'm kind of hiding it a little bit here because I don't want to give it all away. It is something that belongs to blockchain education. We do find all these things, but I will look at a couple here. And why I'm saying this is that if we're bearish, where Bitcoin is sideways on a downtrend or upwards, there's always alts that are getting ready to explode against Bitcoin, and you can stack some sats. So don't just wait. If you really are a white knuckle trader, if you got the cojones, I'm going to share more of these in the future. Not so much their purple list, but I mean just some alts that are doing very well against Bitcoin. So here you go. I'm gonna look at I'll look at an hourly chart. So you can see we had for apt versus BTC had a beautiful upwards move, a bounce to the 200 moving average. We started moving way back on like a Wednesday of January 20. Wednesday 18th January 2023, and it's moving up. And it's really cranking. So this guy here, it's pretty strong, probably ready for a retrace. When things pump this hard, what I start doing is, okay, we probably got a high. Let's watch this thing come down to a 236 or a 382 or a 0.5 fib level. Definitely have nice support at the 0.5. Also, look at the 200 moving average right here. Boom. 200 moving average right below the 618 golden pocket. Definitely a place this thing could retrace to and bounce. So if you're watching this thing, you can get into, I think, pretty nice, safe multi-day swing trades that are wonderful. I mean, most people probably would have gotten out of this a time or two, but you can ride it up and down and see how it goes. S&M versus BTC, perfect example here. This thing pumped back on January 23. I'm sorry. 22nd of January, this thing really made a move. If we fib this thing, you can see it kind of made a bounce where we wouldn't really have predicted it, but there you go. But it did retrace and it started moving up. And you can see right now, if you look, even though we had a bit of a bursty movement today, directional index, ADX are in the right spot, and squeeze indicators beginning to show the proper momentum. So that guy could be turning up right now. I'd wait for it to find support above that 5 fib level. Optimism was very optimistic today. I was looking at a retrace here of a recent pump, and as you can see, it kind of bounced right around the 236. If we just extend this sucker out, let's go to here. Look at that. We're kind of sitting on the 236 fib level, and the indicators are looking great. Very well may move up from there. So anyway, you can catch a lot of, and this one's really kind of fun too. Hook versus BTC. The thing is insane. And if we look at this and do a channel, okay, bam, look at this thing. It's insane. So this guy's going good. It pumped hard, retracing. Honestly, it's at the mid range of this channel here. It's an hourly chart, and the squeeze indicator is about to go green. Directional index is in the green. ADX is about to flip. It's about it's 19. It's about the 20. When it gets to like 2023, I'll probably hop in here. When this thing is probably going to continue. I'm feeling good about Hook versus Bitcoin. So there you go. There's my. I'm not going to give you like a perfect setup or anything, but nor it's not financial advice. But Hook versus BTC. If you can play this one, I think we're going to see move from the middle of this channel here. Right now, it's hard to tell what's going to happen, but once we get a green bar here on the squeeze index, I'm going to be feeling pretty good about this guy. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. How's it looking there? 4-hour chart, nice and strong. I like what I'm seeing. Right now it's a little bit volatile, so I'm going to wait. But this one to me is, I really am thinking we're going to see. Let me look at my 45-minute chart here. I really think we're looking at I think it's found support. It's found resistance on this, but also it's found support in this mid-range of this channel. I'm going to wait to see a little bit more energy on the 45-minute chart. I want this thing to get above it and actually start really moving. I want to make sure we're not in retrace territory. But in general, if you look, I mean, when we flip green, we here on the squeeze indicator and the directional index, we usually are looking pretty good, as you can see. Where we gave a lot back, moving back up, going green again. Probably going to see the top of this channel again, and if one did, what would that be? That would be for, oh crud, I hate that. Well, I could do that. Why not? I'll fire one of these up. Let's just say that happened. Let's say you got in, you put a stop, it's kind of it's still not quite ready for me. I wouldn't quite get in, but if you get back to the top of this channel, looking at 12%, I need a confirmation that this thing's going to actually move up. I'm not sure yet. It could be a fake out. It could do one of like this one here didn't quite, really take off. Let's give this one a little bit of time. Definitely, this is one definitely worth watching. Is if you could be confident this thing got above the mid range, and you get confident and put a stop right below that mid range, this thing might be kind of hot to trot, and it could definitely blast to the top of this channel and find support there and keep moving. So, not going to give too many purple lists away, and this thing changes every couple days. We're always editing it. But these are pretty hot coins based on a bunch of criteria. Anyway, don't want to give it all to you because it's kind of a little bit blockchain education proprietary. But so anyway, find your methodology, find your way of scanning coins, and find ones that meet the criteria that you think are powerful against BTC, and then do some trading. Like I say, don't just wait around for the bull market for one day when Bitcoin makes a move, because you could double, triple, quadruple your Bitcoin between now and the next big run for Bitcoin. And what if the big run for Bitcoin is here right now? Anyway, I'm gonna be hedging into Lightcoin a lot because I think it's going to outperform Bitcoin short time frame. But Bitcoin's looking great right now, and we'll finish this up. But I mean, Bitcoin looking good 3-day. It's been giving a lot back on the 3-day here. Bam! Now it's moving. Beginning to see a green squeeze. The directional index and ADX are in the right spot. I think we're going to find resistance right around 24,500, because that is where the daily, let me actually check that. That's the daily 314 moving index, moving average is. Probably going to find resistance there. Probably bounce off it, but what if we continue? That's going to be wonderful. And also something that I like to see, this is just, my own oddness, but I believe these actually are for reals and come into play and have a value. Bitcoin's been ranging, and Bitcoin loves to range. It really does. So let's actually take a look at this. Then we'll get out of here because we got things to do, right? But check this out. So Bitcoin was ranging here, bam, exploded. Then it ranged, a little bit here, boom, ranged a little bit here, boom, ranged a little bit here, boom, ranged a little bit here, bam. And something, if you note, and I'll just tell you what, this is something actually I will give credit where it is due, by golly. This is something that Jonathan Regan noticed the other night, actually last night. Look at these step ups. Bonk, bonk. Okay. We'll move that there. Let's look at this step up. Like bonk. We'll even put the angle in there. Put that there. Put you kind of here. You can kind of see what I'm doing here. Let's do this one over here too. Bonk, bonk. Rather interesting. So, and you can kind of see that these have a certain uniformity to them. And so let's just say that we ride that out, that we kind of match current pumps, because it's just like it steps. Dunk, 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 dunk. I know it could definitely BART out. It could just basically bonk, 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 step right down. I know, but right now indicators look hotter than they look flaccid to me. Okay, so let's take our little forecast tool. Let's say from here. Crud, sorry about that. I don't want to use that. I want to use this thing here. Forecast tool is actually pretty cool. I should use that. I could do that too. Yeah, forecast. Let's just say that we bonk. Let's say that we get to that one right there. That's 7%. Could be the next step up, and that would break above the 314 moving average. We find support on there with indicators that I'm seeing on the daily and the 3-day. You're looking at some superpower, and there you go. So if you were really kind of crazy and you wanted to do that darn indicator that keeps coming up, where is it at? That long position one, yeah, you go long right now, and of course you're looking at maybe, if you got right underneath the 314 moving average on the daily, that's like 5% from where it's sitting this very second. That's about 4.2%. Maybe not worth your time, but you could put a stop there, if it doesn't go the way we think it's going to go. Anyway, there you go. That's my insanity for the day. I will try to keep rocking these out, and a little earlier, and I'll share some of these trades that I think might be setting up well. Anyway, more skeletons will fall out of the crypto closet. Is Binance next? This is very interesting. It just came out. I was just getting ready to listen to it. I think Danielle Carboni is, amazing on like many levels, beautiful and intelligent. And this guy was pretty cool. And so they're talking about some interesting stuff. You might enjoy it. I'm listening to it. This is Bob Kudla and Phil from Trade Genius. Definitely, I'm gonna put this in the chat right here. They were talking today. A really, really great podcast. If you're a traditional trader, you can hang out with these two guys in a VIP room over at Trade Genius and actually get input all day in the traditional market. You should be scared. They pull up some charts that actually show some real good things or bad things, like the PMI not being so great and such. They really are just, I don't call them ancient pros, but ancient pros. They know the traditional market very well. They know so much to look at. If you're a traditional trader, check them out. Anyway, guys, that's it. For every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, remember, every single Bitcoin Satoshi you own is a bet on the beautiful sci-fi future of humanity. And seriously, it just gives a energetic, etherical punch in the nuts to every nasty globalist out there. I think it is the most optimistic thing you can do. No pessimist owns Bitcoin, even if they believe that they are. So take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.